So this message is for the men out there. All right, guys, getting kind of real here. Have you ever done something around your home? I mean, just helping out in general in order to be noticed? And I don't care what it is, helping with kitchen tasks or taking out the trash or something like that, where you just kind of wanted to be noticed, or maybe even a quid pro quo situation. Early on in my marriage, I did a lot of that. And it was from a place, in my heart and mind of just kind of feeling a little bit lesser than or kind of needy. I'm not even really sure what was going on there. But something shifted in me in recent years. And I want to explain kind of this paradigm. So when we are in our homes, and this can be in other situations, of course, but just to drive home an example here, when we are in our homes and we do things from a place of hoping to be noticed, hoping to get something later, something like that, what happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens in my marriage. My wife, is grateful for some help, but honestly, she feels a bit, I'm not sure what the word is, just kind of yucky. And guess what? I do too. So I want to paint a picture of what it could look like, what it would look like to show up in your home, especially, and do things from a place deep inside of you. Do things from a place that is driven by the fact that you value certain things, you have convictions around certain things, because when you act in alignment with those values and convictions, it just feels really great to be you. So in recent years, I've been, because I've gotten some clarity around this, I've been acting more and more in alignment with the man that I am, right? When I do things for my family, and I do them from a place that's deep inside of me, just because I want to have a great and virtuous and kind and powerful impact on them, what happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens inside of me. It feels really good to be me. They feel it as well. And again, the flip side of that is if I'm doing something from a place of lack, they feel that as well. They feel kind of used or manipulated in some way. I'm not quite sure what the language is around that, but honestly, it's not great. I want to encourage you that when you have predetermined, Dr. Andy Garrett in his True North Blueprint talks about this idea of predetermining. When you've predetermined those things that describe the core essence of you, your values, your convictions, your strengths, I like to say those things that give your goosebumps, right? Those things that cause your energy to rise. When you've predetermined those things and you act in alignment with those around you, it feels really great to be you. But also the impact that you have on them, it's palpable. It looks like something. Your micro dent in the universe, which isn't really so micro, especially with your family, looks like something really powerful and beautiful. I often tell my son, who's 17, that whenever he's in a room, to set the temperature, meaning the emotional temperature. If there's something going on in that space that's a little bit less than, I always say, Parker, you get to change that. And that's something that I try to do in rooms that I'm in. It's not that we have to be, on some weird offensive all the time. But it's really, really nice to know that when we have predetermined the type of room that we want to be in, the types of conversations that we want to have, the types of topics for that matter, the ideas that we're going to talk about, the good, kind, and courageous things we're going to talk about. It's amazing how you can set the temperature in those rooms so that when you act in alignment with the deepest convictions and values that you hold dear, especially in your family and those that you love, man, it changes everything. You feel great. They feel great. They feel lifted up and served. And you feel great because you get the joy of seeing the impact that you had as the leader. So I want to encourage you, gentlemen. In fact, I want to dare you to do that. And if you need some help in that area, of course, give me a call. Uh, the the joy that you're going to experience by being that type of a virtuous, kind, and courageous leader will be just incredibly powerful and life-changing.